everybody, and welcome back to MJNB. If you are new here, welcome to our channel. This is the first official video being done with baby Benjamin. This is him right here. He is so precious. We love him so much. He's just sleeping right now like a little perfect angel. And guys, he smells so good. So for this video, we are going to be doing a 1 week update. He was a week old yesterday, so today at 3 p.m. he will be 8 days old. Yeah, 8 days old. I feel like he's been here with us a lot longer than he has, but then I also hear 8 days old and I'm like, oh, stay young, I love you. But honestly guys, the first week was like, it was pretty rough, I'm not even gonna lie. I'll do a video on my postpartum recovery and everything. It was not easy, and we definitely ran into a lot of problems, so I'll film a whole video on that and I'll sort of get into it in this video. But without further ado, Benny, let's do it. Let's do your 1 week update. Okay, so the first point I have here, oh, sorry baby. The first point I have here is notes on his feeding. So we've kind of run into problems with breastfeeding. I still only to this point have breastfed him. He hasn't had a bottle or any sort of other supplement. So he feeds during the day every 3 hours during the day. And then at night he feeds every 3 to 4 hours. Last night was the first night that he only woke up once. I mean, we went to bed at like 1 a.m. And then he woke up at 5, and then he woke up at 8. So it's actually pretty good. I thought I'd be a lot more tired and like sleep deprived, but I feel pretty good. He wakes up and we go through the whole routine of feeding, and then I change his diaper, and then I have to go to the washroom. So it's about an hour, and then we go back to bed. So I've been getting a lot of sleep, which is surprising. So that's always good. However, he does cluster feed from around 9 or 10 p.m. every night until like 1 in the morning, I want to say. So he literally feeds every 40 minutes. As soon as I take him off, he'll like fall asleep for 20 minutes and then he'll want to go back on. And then these breastfeeding sessions are a lot shorter than what the usual ones are. But the problem that we have run into is oversupply with my milk. So a lot of people say, oh, having an oversupply is a good thing, you know, at least you have milk. And I am grateful that I do have milk. However, it is extremely painful and I feel extremely guilty with him, and it's something that I went back and forth on a lot, whether I should just pump and feed him from the bottle, just because when he breastfeeds, my milk shoots out extremely fast and it like ends up choking him, and it's not a good thing. And then he gets gas and like has a bubbly stomach, and I feel terrible. We are sort of getting the hang of everything. I'm reading a whole bunch of books and articles and watching videos on how to do it. So hopefully we'll get the hang of it. I heard that over time your body gets used to how much milk it needs, and then your oversupply will kind of calm down. So I'm hoping for that. I desperately want to be one of those moms that just like pops their baby on and then breastfeeds and then they just pop them off and that's it. But breastfeeding is like a whole thing. It's a whole process that we need to go through. In terms of diapers, he is a pooping machine. He poops around 12 times a day, which is about normal. Well, you want 8 poops a day, but 12 poops is normal. I've already checked with the doctor, first time mom. And so yeah, so he poops and then he pees, I'd say like 6 times a day, 6-7 times a day. So yeah, we go through a lot of diapers for sure, 100%. So in terms of sleeping, I sort of kind of mentioned this before, but during the day he'll sleep 3 to 4 hour stretches, or sorry, 3 hour stretches, and then in the night he'll sleep 3 to 4 hours. Does co-sleep with us in the bed. We did try his bassinet for the first couple of nights and he absolutely hated it. He would wake up like every 10 minutes. and so we figured we'll put him in the bed and we'll get more sleep ourselves. So he actually sleeps right in between us, and he likes it because like he can smell us and hear us. Weight was another scary one for me. So he was born at 8 pounds 9 ounces, and he within the first day lost a lot of weight, or actually the first couple of days he lost a lot of weight and ended up being 7'11". So we took him to the pediatrician. The pediatrician's like, that's not good. It could be that he's not getting enough milk from you. And this was before my milk supply came in, because now he's definitely getting a lot of milk. The doctor said it was concerning and that we should definitely watch how much milk he gets. And we had another doctor's appointment 2 days from that doctor's appointment, where he got measured again to see if he was gaining enough weight. So the doctor actually mentioned we would have to, if this continued, we would have to breastfeed and then top him up with formula after the feed. But it's all good. We brought him back, and he actually went back up to 8 pounds 2 ounces. Within 2 days he went from 7'11" to 8'2", which the doctor was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. He was like, what is in your breast milk? Because he said babies his age should be gaining like 8 ounces a day or something, and he gained 71 instead of 8. So he definitely chunked out. He has his cheeks and he has his arms back, his arm rolls and leg rolls. So that's something I was very proud of, especially going through all the problems that I did with my breast milk. In terms of bathing, his first bath was very traumatic. I wanted to film it, but it was very, very, very stressful. I put him in the Angel Care bath. For those of you who don't know, I guess I'll put a picture in here of what it looks like. So we filled up the tub, we put him in there, and bad idea, because he was really exposed and very cold and screaming, and he was literally screaming for like 20 minutes straight. So eventually we were like, okay, let's just sponge bath him. So we covered him up, we wrapped him up in a swaddle, and like limb by limb washed his body. So he liked that a lot better because he was warm and more secure. But definitely a new time parent thing, first time parent mistake. But yeah, now all of his baths go like that. The next couple points are kind of just like, oh, I keep scaring him. The next couple of points are kind of just like regular, or not regular, oh my god, my mind, are just kind of like all over the place. They don't really belong to a category. But one big accomplishment that he had this week was at 7 days, which was yesterday. His umbilical cord fell off, so now he has a regular belly button, and it's so cute. I love it. He also loves being held and cuddled or bounced or rocked. He is definitely more alert and more awake. So right now he's sleeping, you won't be able to tell, but he actually has a lot of more moments where he's up and his eyes are fully open. His eyes are blue, by the way, which is interesting because my eyes are brown and so are Jake's eyes. But I know a lot of babies are born with blue eyes, and it changes throughout the first couple months of their life. But I'm kind of hoping that they stay. My dad has blue eyes, so it'd be wonderful if he could keep his blue eyes because they are adorable. They're like a dark gray blue. Another big change that he went through this week was at 5 days old, Jake actually cut his nails. So his nails were extremely long when they came out of the womb, which is typically what kids' nails are, or newborn nails are. But at 5 days we decided enough was enough because he was scratching the crap out of his face. So we cut his nails at 5 weeks, and now there's a lot less scratches on his face. Something that I mentioned in his birth vlog, or the first day of his life, sorry, bringing the newborn home. I'll link that in the card up above here. Or maybe the card is over here. The card's definitely up here. Yeah, go up there. That he has a tongue tie. So his tongue is actually, well, the thing that latches it is not normal. It's not like the regular size, and so this can affect the feeding of him. And so when we went to when we were in the hospital, we went to a breastfeeding clinic, and the doctor actually noticed that he had a tongue tie and said that it had to be snipped or cut off. to allow his tongue to move, because when you're breastfeeding, the tongue needs to go underneath the boob in order to latch properly. So they were all worried, and they were keeping an eye on his feeding, but it didn't seem to affect his feeding. So they said, okay, you don't need to cut his tongue tie, which is something that I was really proud of, or really happy, because I don't want to do anything to hurt him, although I heard it doesn't hurt. But still, it was kind of a little bit scary to hear that as a mom. But yeah, this tongue tie is something that he will grow into, and it won't affect his speech. So, I mean, if it doesn't hurt, keep it, right? Another change is that he started to get tear ducts. So for those of you who don't know, babies who come out actually don't cry real tears. That actually comes a little bit later on in their life. They're still not fully developed 100%, but the other day he started crying, and I went to kiss his face and noticed that his eyes were wet. So I was like, ooh, okay, you're starting to cry real human tears. And the next couple points are gonna sound like I'm bragging, like, ooh, my kid is the best kid. However, guys, I kid you not, he rolled over at 6 days old. Yeah. He was 6 days old, and I was in a full rollover. Like, I know that to roll over you have to like tuck your arm in and like roll over, and yeah, it wasn't one of those. But he was lying on his back, and he kind of did like a little turn to the side, and he put himself on his like right side, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And then he did it again, so I was like, it wasn't just a fluke. He's a feisty baby, according to the doctors. Another thing that he does, which is not typical of babies his age, is he will lift up his head, and he'll be like looking around. His neck is extremely strong, again going along with the point that he is a very feisty baby. He'll like lift his head up for good stretches of time and like be looking around, which is not normal. So I mean, my son's a strong one. No, I'm joking. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's all the points that I have for the first week of his life. It was a very eventful one for sure. It was definitely filled with a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but being a mom is something that I've always dreamt of doing, and now that he's here, I know that it is what I was put on this earth to do. I love him so much. I honestly need to remind myself to sleep when he sleeps, because I just stay awake and I stare at him, and I just love him so much. He's my little angel. I mean, how can you not love that little face and those little hands? I'll give you guys a little close-up of him. But another thing that I do want to mention is I will be doing a postpartum recovery. It was not what I expected it to be. I knew it would be hard, but not that hard. So I'm finally starting to recover and feel like myself again, which is great, but it was definitely really, really, really hard. And a lot of scares, for sure. A lot of going to the doctors. They thought I was hemorrhaging. But one thing I was very blessed with was my weight. So I will mention, I'll go into more depth in my postpartum recovery. But I have pretty much lost, I would say 90% of my baby weight so far. My fingers are still, like my ring doesn't fit my finger, so that's still something that needs to go down. But my feet are back, which is good. I no longer look at them and think, wow, I'm a chubby bunny. Here he is, guys. This is the little munchkin. Say hi, Benjamin. We call him Benny, Ben, Benji. I like to call him Benny Boo. But that's him. I wish you guys could smell him through the camera. He smells delicious. But he's definitely a really long baby, because Jake is like 6'1". So he was born, the average is 19 centimeters long, and he was 21.1 inches long. So he's definitely a little tiny baby, but a big baby at the same time. Okay, say bye, Benjamin. Say bye. Wave. Bye. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more videos. Okay, bye.